So I'm really excited for today's review because I'm going to be reviewing the Prodigy, most specifically their 2004 Always Outnumbered, Never Outgunned. But before we get into the album, let's talk about the Prodigy. Now, the Prodigy were very, very well known in the UK, but it wasn't until their 1997 hit single Firestarter from their Fat of the Land album, which made them internationally renowned. Fat of the Land is just such an iconic album. I mean, it's bursting with iconic melodies and a lot of edge, and there's a lot of impact. You got songs like Smack My Bitch Up and Breathe, which they are known for. But after this whole hype of this album happened and went, the band took a hiatus, and we didn't see them until 2002, which is when they released a single called Baby's Got a Temper, which Keith Flint had written. Now this generated a lot of controversy. Just look at the lyrics of the song. Keith Flint basically sings about his love for Rohypnol, and basically it was just a mess. So much so that Liam Howlett had disowned the song as a whole, and so as it was originally intended to be featured in this album, Always Outnumbered, Never Outgunned, but because it was so controversial, they just ended up dropping the song from the album and not featuring it at all. So basically, if you're coming to Always Outnumbered, Never Outgunned looking for that Keith Flint experience that you would get in Firestarter and in their Fat of the Land album, you're not gonna get it, because his vocals are not featured on this album. It's a lot of Liam Howlett's doing, which is a lot like their 1992 Experience album, which is fantastic. It's a phenomenal album. You got such great tunes on that album, to be honest. You got Jericho and Music Reach, Weather Experience, I think it's called. Always Outnumbered, Never Outgunned as a whole sounds quite cheap. Lacks a lot of complexity that we see present in a lot of the Prodigy's older works. Now, we will get into that when we review track by track of the song. To be honest, to me, it feels like for the majority of the album, they're just burying their heads in the sand because they probably know that it's shit. But it certainly is an album that I feel like it's most likely enjoyed at a higher volume, where your brain is turning into some sort of liquid and you're brain dead. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do the review of each song individually like I did in my last video, which, to be honest, in my opinion, it looked kind of cool because I was reacting to each song. However, I can't do that anymore because YouTube are assholes and the copyright world is really a very cold and harsh world where you can't even put a little bit of a snippet of a song. Apparently it's a crime. So let's start off with Spitfire, which is the first song on the album, and I guess that song is okay, but it's just okay. And in the same vein, it relies a lot on that one beat, and we see that happening in most of this album, just relying on that one beat throughout the whole song. And yeah, when you start listening to the song in the initial 30 seconds of it, yeah, it's nice. I like the song. And then, it starts to get old, and then it's like, come on, when is this gonna be over? And that's basically what Spitfire is like for me. However, Girls is a really good song. It has more of a body when comparing it to Spitfire. And the same can be said about Memphis Bells. It has that structure and it's not reliant on that one beat, which, a lot of the songs are like that. It really just holds itself up on its own. It has strength. It has impact. That's what we want from the Prodigy. It's got edge. Exactly. That's the Prodigy. However, for the rest of the album, oh god, no. Get Up, Get Off is, oh my god, it is basically the best way to describe it. It's a cacophony of noise. Like, you think, at the beginning, like, this song is going to go somewhere, but it doesn't work. Everything in it is just working against everything else, and it's just a letdown. However, Hot Ride is another really, 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 really good song on this whole album. A lot like Girls. It's one of my favorites. Everything works together and complements each other, which is what is missing in Get Up, Get Off. But Hot Ride really has that that good mixture of different elements in the song, making it engaging, making it interesting, making it a song. It's an actual song. It's not a cacophony of noise. It's music. And the same can be said about Wake Up Call. Again, everything is working really well together. It's, you know, somewhat like an electronic orchestra to some extent. However, Medusa's Path, I don't know how I feel about that song really. It's quite boring. At first you think it's gonna go somewhere, it goes nowhere. And you're just sat there thinking, when is the song going to be over? Phoenix is another song where I just don't know how I feel about it. It's okay. It's not great, but it's not bad. I don't hate it. It's sampling Nirvana's Love Buzz, and I feel like to some extent that it works in favor of the song, but there are points in the song where I am questioning the sampling of it because it just doesn't work very well. But there are times in the song where it does work well. I think I still have that song stuck in my head, and it's literally giving me a migraine because it's just the sound of a broken record, really. It's so repetitive, and the repetition of it is not even that good, so it's not even worth repeating it. It's only near the end where it's, I don't know, kind of interesting to listen to. The Way It is quite a good song. It's quite funky thanks to the sampling of Thriller, Michael Jackson. I prefer this song over Phoenix. Phoenix is just, like, in terms of sampling, I'm saying, Phoenix is just like quite cringy to listen to in terms of the sampling. However, the sampling in The Way It is the way it is, you know. It's good. It works in favor of the song. However, in Phoenix, that's not the case at all. Okay, I'm not gonna say it's a fantastic song, because it's not, but it certainly is way better than Phoenix, believe me. Shoot Down is the last song on Always Outnumbered, Never Outgunned, and yeah, it lives up as that final song on the album. It's good. It's got a lot of energy to it. I wish a lot of the songs on this album had this type of energy. I think that the Prodigy are way better than this album. This album is just, oh my god, it's just really, really painful. I am going to be giving this album a 2.5 out of 5. It's okay, but it's just not their best album. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I'm really sorry that it wasn't the best album ever. As always, give me a thumbs up, follow me on all my social media, but most of all, make sure to subscribe, please. I'll see you all next week with another album review. Check my Instagram for clues of what I will be reviewing, because I will be sure to make a post on there giving you a little bit of like hints and stuff like that. And yeah, and comment with your best guess.